Hello and welcome to today's video. So today I thought I'd play the daily challenge and I thought I would try to play the challenge with no moving, panning or zooming allowed. So if you've seen some of my videos before, you'll know that I have done this a few times. I usually play, well I always play with no moving, but I do sometimes try to do it with no panning or zooming as well. And I thought, you know what, I'll give it another go today because I quite like it. I think it's quite fun, and when you get a pretty close guess, it is a very good feeling. So I thought we'll see how we can do today. So let's just get started. Okay. I'm not massively confident, but I'm hoping some of these locations are... Yeah, so this is okay actually, because we've got a more built up area. Although I think maybe in this game mode it's not always helpful. But I'm just going to start by just trying to look at the buildings and sort of the general landscape. So my initial impressions for this location in terms of the continent and sort of the area of the world is South America. Just based on the buildings, also the climate and the trees. I want to say like Chile or Argentina, but I do think it might be deceiving. I think maybe it's higher up, but I don't know. I can't make out any of the signs, which is annoying because if there was language, although I don't know how helpful that would be because it would probably be Spanish. I don't think we're in Brazil. If we are, then oh dear. But yeah, I think the signs might not be that helpful because I think they'll be in Spanish. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna look at the map. So yeah, I really, I don't know. I don't think we're that far down. Could we be in Mexico? Maybe, but probably not. Ecuador, perhaps, like one of the cities. I mean, at this point, I don't really know. I don't have anything else in my head apart from South America, so should I just go in the middle of where I'm thinking? So Peru. But it's not Peru. But you know what? I'm just going to go in Lima just because I'm trying to think tactically about how many points I could get, because if it is Ecuador, then I'll get some points. If it is Chile or Argentina, I'll get some points. I feel like maybe you don't understand what I mean, but whatever. Let's just guess and see. Oh God, Costa Rica, however you say it. I never go for Central America. It's one that I always forget. And I think didn't they add? I don't know whether to say Costa or Costa Rica. I mean, I presume like either way is fine. But I don't think they added Costa Rica until relatively recently. I don't actually know. But it's never one that I go for. I just don't think of it. Like, I never think of any of sort of these countries here. But I think they are starting to get added to the game. So I should probably try and brush up my knowledge on Central America. But not to worry, let's move on. It's not a terrible score. It was the right side of the world. So, okay, this one is a little bit trickier. Actually, I don't know if it is, because it's Europe, I think. But it's very generic. This could be anywhere in, I would say, Eastern Europe. And the reason I say that is because the road, if you see sort of these markings here, oh, let me put that down. The road markings, they look slightly, I can't tell if that's shadow or not, but it looks a little bit worn out. And I feel like the Eastern European roads always look a little bit worn down compared to roads in sort of America or in more Western Europe. And sort of the trees and the field, like it's giving me Eastern Europe vibes. So I'm going to have a look at the countries and just have a think. Now, I think it could be Russia, actually. Ukraine, it could be Ukraine, it could be Belarus, it's not Belarus, no coverage. Could be these. Although looking at it now, I actually do think it probably is Russia. So what I'm going to do is go just over the border with Ukraine, so maybe here. I don't know. At this point, I just want the country to be right, but it's probably not. But I do think it's probably Russia. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's good. It's a good score. But yeah, it really was very far into Russia. So no, it's not a good score. It was a good guess, but you know, whatever. I got the country right, which I'm pleased with. Kind of glad I didn't go for somewhere like Romania. But let's move on. Let's hope we get a better round, because I just want to get a good score. This is really bad. Oh my god. Okay, so it's another very, very rural location. We've just got the trees. I think this one, in a way, is worse than the last round, because there's not even a sky. I can't even look at the sky, which I think can help, and there's just nothing. So we have the road, so I think I'll have to think about the road markings, and we have the trees, so we can go for the shrubbery, the vegetation. So I think I'm not going to fall into the trap of just going for Japan when I'm in a forest, because this happens a lot. I'll get like a foresty location, I'll be like, oh, it's Japan, because they often have those locations, but I don't think this is Japan. I think this is Europe again. And I think it's probably Western Europe, looking at the road. I don't know. Oh my god. I mean, it could be anywhere. I don't think you guys are going to comment things like, "Oh, it's so obvious," if I, get the wrong country, because from this it's just not obvious. But I think I might just go for France. I don't think I'm right. Oh, no, not Italy. Germany? No. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for France, because why not? Middle of France, national park. There's one here. Whack it down. No idea. Fair in Austria. I mean, I'm pleased with that score. I'm pleased it wasn't, I'm pleased the continent was right, but that's a surprise, because, I mean, yeah, I guess, of course, Austria has trees. I don't picture Austria to be kind of foresty, but of course it is. Very, very weird. But there we go. We were in Austria, which I would never have gone for. So, I mean, probably if I'd moved around, maybe I would have done, but yeah, wouldn't have gone for Austria. Pretty close to the border. Quite a good sort of line there. But I'm pleased with that one, because it was better than the last two rounds, and of course the continent was right. Good job I didn't just go for Japan. Let's move on. I just hope this one is better. And it's a little bit better, because we've got some more kind of stuff to look at, but it's still not great. Which is, I mean, it's to be expected. This is obviously not how the daily challenge is supposed to be played, so I can't really be annoyed. But I'm hoping the continent, I get that right again, because that would be good. And I think I will with this one, because this is quite obviously South America. You can see sort of the street style here. We've got kind of the square, sort of boxy streets. Oh, why do I keep doing that? So annoying. Got sort of the square, boxy streets. Looks quite warm. It looks quite tropical here. Just based on the sky, the trees, and we've got this kind of wall with some sort of writing on. I thought that said .bo then, but I think it says Anko or something. But .bo would be Bolivia. But I don't think that says .bo. I think that it might say .ho. I can't read it. But that's put Bolivia in my head, which it could definitely be. We've got some people on motorbikes, but I can't see them clearly enough to know sort of where they're from. And again, that doesn't always help. So I'll just go for Bolivia, because that's in my head now. And I don't really have any other guesses. I mean, knowing me, it's going to end up being like Guatemala or something. It's going to be Central America. We're not going to have learnt our lesson from the first round. But you know what? Let's just go for Bolivia. Let's go for the outskirts of the capital. Why not? I don't actually know how good the coverage is. Oh, amazing. Okay, so it was Bolivia. Oh, that's really good. Where were we? Monterrey. Oh, that's such a relief. Okay, so we were in Bolivia. So I've got a country right, which I wasn't expecting to happen in this video. Kind of lost a little bit of hope. But that's great. Okay, So let's move on. I mean, the score overall for this game isn't going to be amazing, but Christ. But it's not going to be awful. I mean, it might be. Right. It's a very interesting location, this one. Oh, there's something up here. It looks green and white. Is it a flag? Or is it just... I don't know. So I think this looks like a racetrack, judging on the floor and the seating. Like a car racing track. So where do they do car racing? I don't know. Like F1 type of thing. Don't know. I mean, I know there's some in this country, in the UK, but this is definitely not the UK. Let's just... Okay, I'm going to try and be clever about this. I'm going to try and be logical. So, I don't know. No, I'm not. I don't know. This is definitely a racetrack. And there's green and white. Which could be country colours. So are we in the Middle East? No. Maybe. Green and white is Saudi Arabia, but I don't think there's any coverage in Saudi Arabia, is there? Any Google coverage? Sorry, I need to talk. I can't just... Sometimes I'll be filming these videos and then I just sit there and think, and then I'm like, oh, no, that's not going to be interesting to watch. So we're running out of time. Well, we're not, but we are. So maybe I'll just go for Saudi Arabia because I don't really know. Oman. Is their flag green and... No. I'm going to go for Oman. I'm going to go for Muscat. I don't think their flag's green and white, but now I think it might be. Do they have a racetrack here? I feel like a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, particularly in this area, have racetracks. That could be completely wrong what I've just said. I don't know. There's not looking like there's anything. I don't know. Okay, fair enough. Where were we? Oh, of course we were in the UAE. It's always the UAE if it's Middle East. But I got the continent right again, so I've got all of the continents right in these rounds, which is more than enough for me. So where were we? Do I know the racetrack? Have I heard of this before? Was it a racetrack, actually? Marina Circuit. I feel like I have heard of that before. Of course, yeah. Of course there's a lot of F1 in Dubai. Not Dubai, Abu Dhabi. I feel like I just refer to the UAE as Dubai, which it is not just that, so I will not do that again. But, wow, there we go. It's such an interesting place. I'm not sure if I want to go, but I find it very interesting, sort of the UAE. But there we go. I'll look at the summary, and we did break 10,000, which is fine by me because this was a hard game, and I actually think I did quite well. I don't think that was bad at all, considering, I think the first one let me down a bit. Maybe if I knew Central America a little bit better, I would have been able to sort of recognise the building and the climate, but it is what it is. So let me know if you played today's daily challenge and how you did. If you haven't tried this game mode yet, I would definitely recommend it because it is actually really fun. And I think it helps you to improve at the game because I tend to play a lot of just games of GeoGuessr, like other maps like this, because it really forces you to think and like properly look at everything. So it means that when you do actually play with, normal game mode, it means that you still are kind of taking in everything. So I'll stop going on now because, I'm sure most of you who watch me are probably better than me, to be fair, because you're all very good. Whenever you comment your scores, I'm always very impressed. But yeah, that's everything for today's video. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video, which will be a subscriber series. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, see you in the next one.